My name's Osborne. I've been a full-time artist for over 20 years. I always knew I wanted to be an artist. I remember when I was 10 doing a drawing of a horse and a cart, and I had my easel that my dad had made me in the back of the cart, and that was like going to be my life. I was going to travel around the world in this cart painting. I don't remember wanting to be anything else. I started to realize, I think it was when I was in high school, that I could, it was kind of like I couldn't be an artist. It wasn't practical. I thought you had to be a genius. You won't make a living. But mostly, I think what came into my head was that I thought you had to be completely obsessed, and I thought you had to be a genius. That's taught me for a long time. Those two things. So it wasn't until I was almost 30 that I actually one day was thinking, asked myself the question, what I would regret if I was going to die in 6 months, and it was that I hadn't painted and drawn more. So then I went off and I gave myself a year to see if it was something that would really grow in me, and that was kind of the beginning of the end, in a way. So what I wanted to say, though, is in my life it saves me every day. And by art, I just mean creating. I just mean making stuff. I am obsessed. But I wanted to talk about how I feel, what I feel like art does for me. Art has made me more courageous. That's a big one. I've had to face a lot of fear in the studio. It's put me on the path to self-acceptance. I mean, that's huge. That's a wonderful thing, self-acceptance. It has healed me. I didn't realize that I was painting my own healing prayers in years after. It's made my life more peaceful and harmonious. That's been wonderful too. I believe that if you don't allow your creativity, that often it manifests in your life as personal drama, which it certainly did in mine. But now the drama is in the studio instead of in my personal life. It entertains me. That's a big one. That's a good one. Art has reminded me how to play. But most of all, I think the most important thing is I find that art reveals meaning in my life. I think our lives intrinsically have meaning, but it can be difficult to connect with that. In my experience and watching the lives of students of mine, I think that it really can, I think it almost inevitably connects you to meaning in your life. I think without art, my life would feel a bit arbitrary. It would feel a little bit like that there was just the material world. Art connects me to kind of another dimension where I really sense that connection with everything. When I'm in a creative mode, that everything is alive and speaking to me. Not in a literal crazy sense, but it might be in terms of inspiration for work. Definitely, again, in a sense of meaning. I go for my morning walk, and the insects. It's almost like they have messages for me. Ideas for new work, or everything becomes imbued with this meaning. And I just want to say at the end that other people's art saves me too. It's not only the creating. When I look at some people's art, it's like a little bit of their soul leaps to mine through their art, and there's this kind of spark.